the 3D Bookmaker Diecast Racing League.
Welcome back to the DRCX, the home of Diecast Rallycross.
Or better known as the House of Big Air.
Well, speaking of Big Air, in the last race, we may have seen a legend in the making with Stuart Baru driving for Team Subaru.
Subaru is already a legend in my book. He rolled his car over the jump just to roll back on his tires. Not only finished in first, but got some massive Big Air at the end.
Yes, he managed to jump a distance of 10.5. Big Air Dylan still holds the record, though, with a jump of 12.
Well, he is Big Air Dylan.
All right, let's get started with round 2. Driving for Team Porsche, we have Max Powers in the 944 Turbo, joined by Doug Drifter in the 928 Safari. And driving for Team Ford, it's Leroy McQueen in the Ford RS200. He's rolling with Rick Rollins in the Escort RS1800 Mark II.
Let's roll, baby.
The current scores going into this round, Team Porsche has 23, Ford has 21.
All the teams are pretty close so far.
And there they go down the track for race 1. Team Porsche starting up on the top lanes, over the jump. Leroy McQueen out in front. Whoa! Gets pounded by Doug Drifter.
We're already starting with that.
Now it's Max Powers, followed closely behind by Doug Drifter.
Oh, look at that team jump right there, 3D.
That was nice.
Tandem drift.
Oh, look at that. Now this is some team driving right here.
Let's see that double Big Air.
Here we go. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, my.
Okay, that's not good.
Where is it?
That's a problem.
Hey, where's it at?
Somebody get the medics.
Ah, there we go. Thanks, Steve. I believe we have a fatality.
Well, it was bound to happen. Doug Drifter fell over the barrier into the crowd.
I'm honestly surprised it wasn't one of the Fords.
Now, there were a few people in line waiting to sign waivers. We do want to point out that those people were actually waiting to sign secondary waivers.
Oh, secondary waivers.
Yes, they had already signed a pre-waiver which covers accidents in the waiver line before even arriving to the event.
Man, we are really covered, aren't we?
Hey, this is the DRCX.
Yeah, well, those people just got X.
Remember, they were covered by the pre-waiver.
So which waiver is more powerful, the pre-waiver or the secondary waiver?
I would actually have to look at the waiver handbook. I have the second edition.
You have the second edition?
Yeah.
I only have the first.
Oh, well, talk to Susan. There's some updates in it.
It's all so complicated.
Yes, but necessary.
Absolutely.
Moving on from that minor setback, let's go to the Big Air camera. Here comes Max Powers in first. He scores a 9.5. Doug Drifter did not touch the track, so his jump will not count. Here's another look at Doug Drifter rolling off the side. You know, I think some of those people jumped out of the way.
If you want to call being forcefully hit by a Porsche jumping, sure.
And here comes Rick Rollins with a jump of 6.5. That DNF for Leroy McQueen is going to set Team Ford behind in points. They have 2. Team Porsche has 9.
Well, Leroy McQueen needs to step it up.
Well, he did get crushed by Doug Drifter on that race.
Doug Drifter woke up this morning and chose violence.
You know, it could be a winning strategy. Here they go for race 2. Teams have switched lanes. Team Porsche way out in front this race. Max Powers once again leading the way. Leroy McQueen in third place, closing in on Doug Drifter. Oh, Max Powers goes for the barrel roll, but ends up on his roof.
Down goes Max Powers.
Leroy McQueen passes him up, spins out, and now it is Leroy McQueen all alone, going in reverse, taking his sweet time.
Let's pick up the pace here.
And Leroy McQueen finishes with a reverse jump. And I believe we have a triple DNF on our hands here.
There goes Max Powers with his tires to the sky.
It appears Doug Drifter got stuck behind his own teammates, and Rick Rollins is just stopped at the bottom of the hill.
Come on, Rick, finish the race.
I thought he was never going to give up.
Well, he just let you down.
Let's take a look at this barrel roll attempt by Max Powers up and over the hill.
Oh, man, imagine someone landing a barrel roll off that jump.
I'm not sure if it's possible, but this is the DRCX.
Anything is possible when there's an X in the name.
You'll see here in a second, Doug Drifter gets stuck behind Max Powers.
Hey, those are true teammates. They race together, they jump together, and they DNF together.
And look at that right there, Leroy McQueen passing in the air over Doug Drifter.
Wow, that was awesome.
And there you can see it again from the drift cam, Doug Drifter getting stuck behind his teammates. Leroy McQueen will take the Big Air bonus with a short jump of 5.5. That run will add 6 points to the score of Team Ford. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the 3D Botmaker Diecast Racing League's DRCX. The current score is going into race 3. Team Porsche has 9. Ford has made a pretty big comeback here. They're now at 8 points. They were at 2. A total of 4 DNFs so far today between the two teams.
This is a dangerous track. There's a lot of places where things can go very wrong.
Absolutely, this track requires your full attention, focus, and really tests the driver's ability to control their car down the course. Doug Drifter gets sideways down the hill, doesn't really get any air there over the jump, but he does have a big lead going into the final turn.
Let's see if that big lead turns into some big air. Whoa! Wow!
My goodness, that was a jump.
Wow.
Here comes Max Powers and Rick Rollins. They don't quite make it over the jump, and that right there reminds me of some scenes from the first season of the DRC.
So we got another triple DNF?
Well, actually, I think Max Powers crossed the line. I'm not sure about Rick Rollins. There's Doug Drifter flipped over after that massive big air. We gotta see how that compares to Dylan's jump, who is the current record holder in this series. It seems Doug Drifter may have avoided the mid-track jump to focus on going all out on the big air finish.
Yeah, he could have done both.
Well, he certainly made up for that first missed jump with this last one. Look at this right here. Look at the height and distance of that jump.
I had to look up to see his car. We're sitting up here in a booth, and I had to look up to see his car.
Now let's look at this finish here. Max Powers does cross the finish line, but he blocks Rick Rollins from doing the same.
That is some dirty business by Team Porsche.
Let's see it again. They caused a double DNF for Team Ford. Rick Rollins getting stopped right before the line.
He thought he was going to finish, then he got rickrolled by Max Powers.
A cutthroat maneuver by Max Powers. Okay, that yellow line there is the Big Air record held by Dylan, and look at that!
Whoa!
Doug Drifter has tied Big Air Dylan for the Big Air record at a distance of 12.
Doug Drifter, we may have another legend in the making right here.
The scores going into the final race are lopsided. Team Porsche has 18. Team Ford only has 8.
It's hard to compete with Max Powers and Doug Drifter.
Porsche on the bottom lanes, already way out in front. Doug Drifter taking the lead down the track.
There's a bump for Max Powers.
Once again, these two working together as a team. Hey. Nice jump there by Doug Drifter. He's flying down the track.
This is going to be big, 3D.
He is really moving here.
Give me that big air.
Oh, my goodness.
That right there.
Wow, they're still flying.
That was legendary air.
I think it's safe to say that Doug Drifter has come to challenge Big Air Dylan for the Big Air throne.
Oh, it's going to be Game of Thrones around here, 3D.
I did not expect to see that Porsche. Was it a 928 Safari?
It doesn't matter what its name is. It can fly.
I mean, he already tied Dylan for the record. I can't wait to see how this one compares.
Okay, but keep in mind, Dylan did have trouble on that first round.
That's true.
We've yet to see the full potential of that Evo.
Yeah, but look at that right there.
That is crazy.
Also, we got to point out that Max Powers had a nice jump along with Rick Rollins.
And Leroy McQueen had another DNF.
His third one of the day. That's rough.
He had such a good name, too.
Wait a minute.
New Big Air record.
We've got a new Big Air record.
Yes.
Set by Doug Drifter with a distance of 12.5.
Wow, Doug Drifter throwing down the gauntlet in the Big Air department.
He most certainly is. Let's look at the results. Team Porsche scores 27 this round. That is going to move them to the top of the leaderboard with 50 points total. Team Ford only gets 10 this round. That has them at 31. Now, Subaru and Mitsubishi have yet to race, and there's still one more round after this. But I think Ford is going to need an amazing third round if they want any chance of moving on to the finals.
Well, anything can happen, but they are Fords.
That is true. Coming up next time, we have an exciting race. Team Mitsubishi takes on Subaru. Big Air Dylan will be facing off against Stuart Baru.
Oh, that's going to be good.
If you enjoyed this race, give us a thumbs up. Until next time, I'm 3D Botmaker.
And I'm 2D.
And you've been watching the DRCX.